York, just one other spot that will be spending the weekend dealing with a mix of sun, clouds that's eventually going to give way to maybe some showers as we get towards the start of the week.
Now, it's not going to be big downpours. You will feel a difference, though, behind the rain. The front comes through and the cooler air slides in.
All right, a little October frontal shower activity will be coming on in, so get ready for that. But again, it will be bringing in some cooler numbers. New York, Sunday, looking pretty nice to end off the weekend. It's Sunday night into Monday that we bring in some of those showers.
And the rain probably won't be that heavy. I mean, it'd be very kind of sporadic, actually. Not everybody gets soaked out there, but we do have some of these shower chances.
All right, so nothing hefty, nothing too crazy out there for you. You see what we'll generally find is, again, there's the front coming on through. That'll drive its way eastbound. High temperatures for the most part here, anywhere from 5 to 10 degrees above the average here. Then the front will swing on by, and that's when we'll notice some of those temperatures dropping. But this front doesn't have a ton of moisture to really work with.
I mean, there's not a lot of access to moisture coming in. It moves quickly through. So that's the good news with the rainfall. You won't get a ton. I think right now everyone just sort of doesn't want heavy rain. But then you see what happens behind it. Our temperatures start to drop off, and we got a lot of 40s, even some 30s coming our way.
Yeah, you'll feel that.
Yeah.
It'll be a little nip to the air, no doubt about it. So let's take you through it. We'll start you off Friday during the afternoon. There you can see some of the showers. Best chance they're coming in across New England. Another shot coming in here as we work our way into that early part of the week. And again, lighter showers coming on by and quickly moving on off towards the northeast.
Ushering in all the fall feels out there. You'll have those leaves starting to blow around. There'll be not a ton of wind, but there'll be some. There's a front. And of course, the rainfall. We've got most places up to an inch. In fact, most places less than an inch.
Yeah, so don't worry about getting too soggy out there. We'll see again in Boston, a nice looking way to end off the weekend. But as we head back to work, that's when it's not so bright. Grayer skies, and again, a few showers to deal with.
Yeah, and you see those temperatures didn't change a whole lot from that vantage point, but then behind the front it does. And by Tuesday morning, you will see temperatures dropping into the low 40s. Marquette, Chicago will be in the upper 40s. Detroit, low 40s.
Could we see some 30s in a few spots?
Yeah, I think they'll be.
Not out of the question.
Yeah, things are moving along slow on my clicker today, so I don't know. Sorry, Alex.
It's kind of like the fronts. They're not necessarily moving all that quickly here, but again, ushering in some of that cooler air. So those who are wanting the fall feel, it is on the way. Well, after the catastrophic flooding in the mountains of North Carolina, that shot, you're walking around down that road, or it looks like a bridge, and the debris like on the side. I'm assuming that's where they've kind of...
All of the debris hasn't gone this far. As you mentioned, a lot of this has come from well upstream because of the power of the water moving everything. Have people come searching for things? I saw a story about a car repair shop looking for some of their tools. I mean, everyone lost so much who was hit by this.
Yeah. You know, right now, people are just trying to survive.
Yeah, absolutely. And at this point, Steph, communication, are we starting to see that getting a bit better in terms of getting information out to people about where they can go if they need supplies and that type of thing?
Yeah, we absolutely are, because half our team yesterday just didn't have service. Come together.
How quickly they pulled that all together. Stephanie, thank you. Again, good reporting out there. Thanks for sharing these stories. There's a lot more to come. And of course, a lot of smaller towns really hit hard by Helene. A combination of everything. It was the rainfall and the topography, and the topography made the rainfall worse and also made this land much more susceptible to the damages from the flooding. This is where we had the landslides, where we had the 30 inches of rain. If you had 30 inches of rain, say outside of there, for in maybe the Piedmont of North Carolina, it would be a different kind of disaster situation. But because we had 30 inches of rain, where rivers came out of their banks, and the land around it was just completely gave way. It led to just an absolute disaster that affected so many small communities. We've got Newport and Irwin and Boone, up towards Wytheville and Virginia. We had 30 flash flood emergencies on just this Friday alone, including one in the Atlanta area, which was the first ever actually issued in Atlanta City proper. So it was, an extreme event that unfolded. It was 2 days in the making, but it unfolded on Friday. We have now 344,000 without customers without power here in Western North Carolina. In South Carolina, it's 486,000 without power. You can really see the path of the worst of the winds through these power outages. In the forecast for today, we've got temperatures that are going to be in the mid to upper 70s. You can see Asheville 77. A lot of spots outside the mountains will hit the 80s today. It's a dry pattern. Still a lot of western North Carolina in do not travel mode, where you can see so many areas compromised by the power of the weather. Now, in the forecast for tomorrow, there may be a few showers early in the day. It's possible they'll be very scattered in nature. Temps will be a little bit warmer tomorrow, a little bit more humid actually too, and a few more showers for you on Friday across this area. Again, very isolated in nature, but they'll be out there, and it's possible that we get a rumble of thunder as well. Another state really hard hit, especially by the wind, was Georgia.
Now, NYC, New York, just one of the other spots that's going to be spending the weekend dealing with a bit of a mix of sun and clouds that eventually is going to give way to some showers for the start of the week.
We won't see huge downpours, but we will feel a difference in the weather and the temperatures behind the rain. So let's track that for you. Well, to start, we got some good weather, but here comes the rain.
Yep, get ready for it here. Really, as you look at the forecast in New York, beautiful way to end off the weekend. I mean, sunny, 70 degrees. That is nice. But we do see late Sunday night into at least the early part of our Monday could be the commute filled with some showers.
Yeah, so rain chances do come in. It should be fairly light, but wet roads often is a danger when it comes to driving out there. So we're watching for those issues. Today's forecast actually features a little bit of rain. We do have a front today that is moving through the Northeast. This is the one that finally clears out everything that we've been dealing with.
Yeah, this is the clean sweeper, right? Getting it out of the way. And then we await the one over the weekend. And that's the one that we'll notice behind it a much cooler time. So front sliding east, with it some showers. Notice there's not going to be just an influx of moisture streaming in from the Gulf or the Atlantic. So the rain that we see, we're not anticipating it to be heavy.
Yeah, it'll be pretty limited. And everyone may not even get a lot of rainfall. You might not, get much at all, but there'll be clouds around with it. And behind it, there'll be a big temperature change. And that's what'll be most notable about this front.
How about those morning numbers? This is what it looks like for early next week. Widespread 40s here for the Northeast, the Ohio Valley, Great Lakes. There'll be some 30s in the Great Lakes.
Get ready for it. Look at this forecast and we type it out for you. Let's get you through the weekend. You got a couple of showers Saturday through the day. You can see up across northern New England. Here comes the next front. This is the one, the Sunday forecast, bringing some showers through Pennsylvania, New York State, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, New England. We get the shower chances.
Now moving all from west to east, we do see things quieting down behind it. I think in the rainfall amounts here, when we look at the forecast here Friday through next Monday, less than an inch where the rain does fall.
All right, Boston, here's your forecast. It does look beautiful on Sunday, 66 degrees with some partly cloudy skies, but the rain comes in Saturday night and Sunday night and sticks around into Monday. The trip from his home to the wedding venue would normally take just 2 hours, but last Friday, the flooding from Helene made it an impossible drive. But he wasn't going to let that stop him from walking his daughter down the aisle.
David Jones joins us now with his really remarkable story. David, thanks so much for joining us. The trip between your home and your daughter's probably a familiar one that you've taken multiple times. But what was it like on Friday night?
Well, it started out smooth and clear for the first 30 miles. And then
So at this point, did you have any cell communication? Could you call anyone to let them know that you were stuck? What was that like?
Yeah, so there was no cell service. There was no internet connection.
Well, no, that explains a lot. That you didn't have, and this is so many people's challenges, that there was just no information available because there was no power, no cell, etc. So when you got to the point where you couldn't drive any further.
Amazing. So, it's dark roads, they're washed out, there's flooding. What are you thinking while you are walking on this journey?
My daughter's getting married at 11, and I'm going to be there to walk her down the aisle.
That was everything in your mind. And you really didn't have, I think, a concept of just how far-reaching this disaster was. When you arrived, how did that reunitement go? I mean, they didn't know where you were. I guess you were late.
Yeah, no, I wasn't late. So I hiked about 17.
Thanks again for joining us. And I know your daughter is extra special to have her dad there, and extra special to know what you went through to be there for her day.
Thank you.